Hi, this is Phil Shapiro. I want to give you a tour today of Britannica Image Quest, a free resource on our library's website, and I want you to be confident about how you can put this resource to use in your life. So here I am at takomapark.info. I come to the top online, and I come over here to research, and here's Image Quest. There's 3 million images we can use for educational purposes or non-commercial purposes. If you have a business, you can't really use these images. You have to find some other images to use. So I click over here, and now it's going to let me search. Image Quest is going to ask you for your library card, but I typed in my library card already. Let's type in something to search. How about if we just try dairy farm? So this is about 1,000 photographs of dairy farms, and that's kind of interesting. But suppose you were working on a project for your art class, and you'd like a drawing or a painting. Would that be possible? Could you find a drawing or a painting of a dairy farm? The answer is yes. So we come over here. We want to filter our results by collection, by image collection. We come over here, and we come down to Bridgman Art Library. And now these are all drawings and paintings, and some of them are really gorgeous. I love this one here. This is an 1807 painting of a dairy farm. And I could, down here, I could download it or print it. Let me click on download. It gives me this dialog box. And over here, I see that it doesn't let me give a name to the file that's downloading. It gives me kind of a random number, but that's okay. I could write down that number on a piece of paper, and it's going to go into my downloads folder. So I can click over here, okay. And now I have found something suitable, appropriate for my art project. After we've done this search, let's close this filter over here. We click on the X to close the filter. We no longer need that filter. And we come back over here. Now that I've whetted your interest in Image Quest, I want to give you like a, let's go and look at the elements of this website. So we looked at by collection. They have all different collections, including, I think, Canadian images, all Canadian images. That's really lovely. We could look at images by shape. So sometimes in your school report, you want something vertical. So you can come over here, an image that's vertical. You can come over here and you get just the vertical images. Isn't that interesting? And we can come over here and go back to horizontal. And then I'm going to close these filters. How about if we look at clip art? So clip art, sometimes it's called line art, and sometimes people call it vector art. Let's click on here and look for some clip art. So right now I'm looking for clip art for dairy farm, and it says there are 0 images. Okay, that's all right. There's 0 images of dairy farms in the clip art collection. Let's just type in something else. How about if we type in, say, hot air balloon, and look. Here's a very nice image of a hot air balloon, so you could use that into your school report. And then if I switch this off, now I switched off the clip art, and I've got photographs here, and some of these are really, really, really pretty. Look at that. So you could use that. You could download it and insert it. You could insert it into your Google Docs, your word processor, your online word processor, or Microsoft Word, or you could use LibreOffice, the free word processor. That's the one that we use at the public library, LibreOffice, L-I-B-R-E. Let me show you some of the other things on this website that I really like. Over here on the right, you can look at the images that you're searching for. You can look at it in 2 different views. They call it over here strip view or grid view. Grid view over here is things are spaced out quite a bit. As you can see, things are spaced out quite a bit. And some people like it this way. I like it this way, where things are packed in. And that's called the strip view. This means I don't have to scroll as much. And that's my own preference. As you're doing research on Image Quest, sometimes you want to collect together a series of images for a particular project. And Image Quest gives you a tool for that. Over here, it's called My Images, and you can create an account here, and this is separate from your public library account. You just put in a username and password when you make an account, and I typed mine in already. So I'm going to just type it in here. I'm just logging in. Whoops. There, I'm logging in. So let's come over here. After I've logged in, it gives me my username and it says My Images. And now I have an album of images. This is kind of like iPhoto from the old days where you used to have albums, and you can make more than one album. So I'm doing a project on the Wright brothers, and these are different images I've collected. For example, here's the Wright brothers. When they were young, they had a printing press before they had a bicycle store. And this is their dad, Bishop Milton Wright. Now, he was not an inventor. Their mother was an inventor, Susan Wright, and she's the one who taught them how to invent things. She died about 10 years before they flew, but she's like an unsung hero as part of the story of the Wright brothers. It was actually a family project. The whole building of the airplane was a family project. Their little sister, Catherine, she was the manager of the household. After their mom had died, Catherine was running the household, and she was written out of history. You don't hear much about her, right? But she was part of the project, and thankfully, somebody's written a book about her. Look at this. This is a book that somebody's written. It's a 2016 book, The Wright Sister, Catherine Wright and Her Famous Brothers. See if you can dig it up sometime. So isn't it interesting the way that sometimes history leaves out whole groups of people? Typically, the people that it leaves out are women, minorities, gender nonconforming people, indigenous people. So our job is to make sure that history is accurate, and we should always be looking to see who history has overlooked. What else do I want to show you over here? I would like to show you that on Image Quest you can find some totally lovely scientific related images. So I typed in scanning electron microscopy, and look at all these photos from scanning electron microscopes. So if you have any degree of curiosity, I'd like you to visit Image Quest just for no good reason, just to go searching here. Because if you have any degree of curiosity, you can find very interesting things here. I've collected together some of these images just to give you a taste. I have a little presentation here in the background. I put this into LibreOffice, a digital presentation. And I'm going to ask people, please don't use the word PowerPoint for a digital presentation. So PowerPoint is a particular product from a particular company. We want to try and use the most general word. So this is a digital presentation. It's like a PowerPoint. And I'm using the free software called LibreOffice. And it works just like a PowerPoint. And let's take a quick slideshow. So this is from a scanning electron microscope. This is talcum powder. Isn't that interesting? That's talcum powder. This is dried milk. That's dried milk from a scanning electron microscope. And this is the cilia, C-I-L-I-A, cilia from inside your ear. That's the cilia inside your ear. Here's some DNA. Now, you can also find, besides the scientific stuff, you can find cultural things in Image Quest. Here is some injera. This is the traditional food pancake that they eat in Ethiopia and Eritrea, Eastern Africa. And so we have a lot of people from those countries who come to our public library. And sometimes you have to do a cultural report for your school, from your, so this would be a very useful image to get. And I found this image from the scanning electron microscope. This is one other image I wanted to show you. This is a tiny, 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 tiny gear. So this, you know, they have these new machinery these days that's totally, totally small. And this is a scanning electron microscope photograph of a tiny gear. Isn't that interesting? So I'm done with this, so I can minimize that. I'd like to now show you how you can insert your images into a Google Doc. So you find some really interesting image and you'd like to insert it into your Google Docs. Here I have a Google Doc. I'm working on this Wright brothers little report that I'm writing, and I'd like to put in an image about Catherine Wright. So I come over here to insert. I'm using docs.google.com, which is used by many, many Takoma Park students and adults outside of school also use this online word processor. I come to Insert Image from my computer. And now I would like to find this picture of Catherine Wright. Let's hope I can find it. I've got all these other pictures here. Was it, there was that one, this one, this one, this one. Ooh. Oh, maybe it's this one. Nope. Okay. Let's go back and get that image. So, excuse me. We're going to come back over here and type in Catherine Wright. Catherine Wright. Here it is. This is the image I like to use. I click here. I click on Download. And I note the number. The number says 132. Okay, it says 132. Now I come over here. And I want to insert this image. Insert the image. And I come over here to Downloads. And it's number 132. This one right here. Good. Now, the image is a little bit too big for my needs. I need to resize it. I'm going to click on the image to select it, and I grab the handle in the top right and bring it down diagonally. There we are. And I'd like to wrap the words around the image, almost like a newspaper. So I come down here to the bottom. It's called Word Wrap, and I'm going to grab the image in the middle and move it over here to the right. I'm jiggling it around. There, that begins to look like a newspaper. And I could take this, I'm going to click outside here. I could take this and I could make a PDF or Microsoft Word. If I came over here to File, I could go Download Microsoft Word or a PDF. So, and that would make a single file of the text and the image. I want to show you one or two more things here in Image Quest. So suppose in Image Quest, let's do something just for fun. Sometimes we should just do something just for fun. How about if we type in funny animal? So we find pictures of funny animals. And look, there's all these different pictures. I love these ones here. Pictures of zebras. Isn't that funny? So when you see a picture of an animal like this, you can use this software called LibreOffice drawing software, and it has speech bubbles. They call it callouts, where you can make like a cartoon thing about what the animal is saying. So let's take a look at that. I'd like to teach you that. This software is free, and it's sitting right here. So here is an image I found of a sheep, and this is a call out here that I could add text to. And what I like is that I can move this call out. It's very precise where I can move this about. Do you see how precise it is? I can move it around exactly to where I want to put it. And I can make this bigger or smaller for the amount of text that I want to put in. I grab that. You see, you can resize that. And they call this a call out. The call out is over here on, they show the call out on the bottom. Oh, here's the call out right here. Sometimes it's on the left, sometimes it's on the top. Here's a call out. I click here and I want to come here. I can make a call out like that. Isn't that interesting? Like that. If you want to put in the text, you select the call out and you go Insert Text. And then you can start writing. You can start writing here and put in whatever words you want of what this text is doing. And that's a very fun family activity where you say, what is this animal saying? And then you can come up with interesting things that the family is saying. So, let's see, one last thing I'd like to be showing you here. Suppose you're doing a school report on something having to do with books or libraries. You could type in books here and come here to clip art. And whoops, we'd like to put in books. And look at all the lovely clip art they have for books. Look at this, beautiful, lovely clip art for books. And you see, that you can take these and put them into your own school reports. Oh, this one's funny. Look at that one. Anyway, this is Phil Shapiro. I hope you learned something. I hope you come over here and explore Britannica Image Quest. It's on our library's website, takomapark.info. And come and explore it even before you have a need for it. Because then the day that you have a need for it, you're going to be confident. You're going to say, I'm going straight to Image Quest. I'm going to find some really great photos. I'm going to get I'm going to get a very good grade, even though grades are not the most important thing. The most important thing is the curiosity, because I work at the library. Grades are nice, but it's the curiosity and the wondering, and that's the stuff that matters. Until next time, this is Phil Shapiro. Bye.